You know, guys, you got any idea on you guys?
Yeah. That what we pulled off for?
Well, you said you're asking why you're getting pulled over.
Yeah.
Both of you guys are suspected of shoplifting. Okay, from Carter's, that plaza you just said you came from.
Uh-huh. What?
You might have a warrant up for your arrest.
Oh, what?
Yes, ma'am.
Out of South Fulton for shoplifting.
What?
Yes, Temple recovered a lot of Carter's clothing still on hangers.
Wait, did they not know shoplifting was a crime? You know what's crazy about crime, certain crimes? Some people are good, right? They get away with they've gotten away with so much crime for so long that they start to believe it's actually legal. So when they're in trouble, they're like, wait, steal, wait, this all this shit isn't free. They're charging for they're charging for clothes now. What the fuck? That's news to me, right? No one knew. They're so they're so surprised that stealing is illegal.
Take anything?
No.
How old are you?
We're going to charge on both of them.
Okay. So,
17.
turn around for me.
You're under arrest. Put your hands behind your back.
He said that as long as it's under 500, it's something about the size.
And it's not under 500. I got the receipt right here.
So the reason they felt comfortable stealing is because they heard that under $500 it wasn't a crime, basically, is what she thinks. That's why I look at her face. She is shocked that she's being arrested for stealing less than five. So what would that mean if everybody in society decided that anything valued below $500 was just free for you to take? What would happen to our society? What would happen to our stores? What would happen to our businesses? What would happen to the companies and the people that work there? What happens if everybody adopts this ideology? Where does that leave the rest of us? What I don't like is that there's like just there's certain people that feel entitled to free stuff. Nothing's free. Everything's coming at the cost of labor to someone else. So when you're stealing from someone, you're actually taking away from whoever paid for it. These stores are buying these goods and then they're reselling them to the public. But then there are people like this who do not care about anything. And if they hear that there's a loophole in the law where they won't be held accountable, they're going to go for it. That's insane. But this is I did watch this video and it was funny, so that's why I had to share it.
They know all that stuff 40 and 50% off. They add that.
You don't get discounts when you steal stuff. You get it at the mall.
She said some of this. She said some of the stuff they stole was marked 40 to 50% off. So instead of being $1,000 or $1,500 worth of stuff they stole, if you deduct the 50%, it might be, $700. Depending on if some of the stuff they stole was on the clearance rack, maybe you can get it down to about $500 and you don't got to arrest them. This is what they mean by if you give people an inch, they will take a mile. They were doing this in LA. That's why we had all those smash and grab robberies until Trump came back. People were hearing, I heard it too. For one thing, they were telling me, like literally, I would walk into a store in LA and they'll be like, "Sir, you have to put on a mask." I'm like, listen, if I put on a mask, then all this shit is free. Why would I pay for stuff if I'm wearing a mask? Then they were telling you, and it was, everybody knew, if it's under $1,000 in value, they're not allowed to follow you out of the store. They're not allowed to call the police. Actually, in California, they made it a policy. Anyone who's caught calling the police on people that are shoplifting could literally be fined, could be arrested, and would be fired. So if you're working at a store and you're just watching people walk out with free stuff, if you tried to stop them or if you called the police, you would get in trouble. That's how back and now people are just wandering around California. Why is everything closing? Why is everything shutting down? Why? Matter of fact, I was in LA 2 weeks ago. I'm from LA. I live in downtown LA. Bottega Louis survived. A handful of places survived the lockdown, but it wasn't just a lockdown. It was the subsequent year after when everything was free and you could just steal whatever you want and there's no consequences and there's no police. So and if you survived all of that, you were lucky, very lucky. But everyone knew there's no consequences. Come in here, take what you want. It's a free for all. So people were like, well, let me just go steal a bunch of jewelry. Let me load up shopping carts at Home Depot and just walk out. Macy's, just walk. And then and I swear to God, there were people that are dumbfounded, like, well, why is everything closing? I was in the Walgreens. I was looking for a Walgreens right there on Broadway and Fifth, downtown LA. There used to be a CVS and a Walgreens when I left. I come back, both corners empty. A little rinky dink, little kind of like a 7-Eleven knockoff is on the corner, and then like a little taco stand next door. Everything else is gone. Fallas y Paredes, all the other stores closed. They'll never come back because, for one thing, California is not good for business. And then just arbitrarily, the governor can just decide he wants to close you down again for however long he wants. Nothing you can do about it. Close your business, allow people to steal from your business, allow people to break into your business, say that they live here, and they can just squat. There's no upside. These women are not in California, but they're doing the same thing. That's why, whether it's $5, whether it's $500, you must enforce the law. If not, you're going to promote people committing crime. And you want to deter that. You know, I used to be the kind of person that used to say, if long prison sentences and the death penalty work at deterring crime, why are there so many people in jail and on death row? And then I thought about it and I did the math. There's way more people that would probably be on death row or could be in jail if they thought that there was going to be no punishment. There would be a lot more murder, a lot more crime, and I just wonder, what is it about American society that breeds so many criminals? I mean, for one thing, we don't even have the largest population in the world for a country by far, but we do have the largest prison population. And I used to think that it was because maybe we have too many laws. Maybe there's too many laws being created every year. There's like 2,000 or 20,000 new laws put on the books. And then I started to look at how things are going. It's because there are so many loopholes in the law. And then a lot of our laws were created a long time ago. So it's up to interpretation of the courts. If you find the right lawyer, you can kind of wiggle yourself around. You can muddy the waters. So they literally have to put new laws in to close some of these loopholes so that you can actually get people off the streets who are not a part of polite society. These women are an example. They are shocked. They're like, so wait a minute, you're going to charge us you're going to charge us the actual retail price of these items? You're not going to give us the on sale value? They are surprised that they're going to be charged for the full value of the items, which is insane.
Market price.
All right.
Yeah, you don't get discounts when you steal stuff.
They no other stuff 40 and 50%. That long as on the buy rent, something about the site.
And it's not under 500. I got the receipt right here.
Did they know that stuff 40 and 50% off? They add that.
You don't get discounts when you steal stuff. You get it at the market price.
All right.
Yeah, you don't get discounts when you steal stuff.
You know, like if you think about it, like if you go to a store, you will get a discount at the register. Like you might have a card that says, "Hey, I'm a preferred customer at Safeway," or when they get to the register, they'll say, "Oh yeah, this is on sale. This is on clearance." If you steal it, you don't get. If you steal it, you don't get the full value of the of the discount. If you steal it, you're stealing it at retail price. There will be no discounts applied when you're shoplifting the items. Why did these women think they could show up, steal this stuff, and if they get caught, they can say, "But wait, officer, this isn't $500 worth of stuff. It's only $250. It was on sale." The cops are gonna be like, "Wait a minute, our mistake. Let free these ladies, right?" No, that's not how it goes. You literally should have went to the register. Then the discounts would have applied, and you would have paid for them. You get no benefits. You get no discounts. You get nothing when you're stealing. But I don't know. I've met people that have they like to shoplift. They steal. They have their that's why you have certain friends you don't go out with because every time you look up, they're trying to stick something in their pockets when you go to 7-Eleven or something like Circle K. You don't want to hang out with those people because they have a high, they like to steal stuff. I've personally never been into stealing. I felt guilty about it. I remember when I was probably one of my earliest memories. There was a toy dinosaur at school, and a toy alligator, and I wanted the alligator, so I took it home. I could not sleep that night, and the next day I took it back to school, and I was like, "This is somebody else's alligator." I felt bad, but some people don't have that in them. What I don't understand is when do those people ever start paying again? Because people I know that steal, they don't just go back to paying for stuff. That's just who you are. That's a part of your identity, a part of your lifestyle. It's just like squatters. People that professionally move into apartments just to squat, they're never going to go somewhere and just say, "Oh, let me just start paying rent." That makes sense to me now. So I don't know what to do with people that are in this mode. I mean, you can't give them life in prison, but I don't know, just releasing them instantly, I don't think that's even the answer either. I don't know. If you let me know if you agree or what you think. Like, subscribe, share the video. The Right Wing Rico, the Single Boyfriend, that's my brand. At the bottom is the Cash App. If you agree or don't agree, send me a message, make a donation, and I'll read your super chats. I appreciate it. We'll be back in a few minutes with another live stream, and I'll see you shortly.
I've been needing to find a new apartment, which has not been easy with credit as bad as mine. Luckily, I found cosigning.com. They connected me with a cosigner who helped me get my dream apartment for me and my dog. I just paid a small fee and was able to move in fast. Get the cosigner you need for the apartment you want. Check out cosigning.com today.